got water on my shirt. Hello, hello. As you come on, say hi. Let me know you're here. I'm just straightening up my hats. They got twisted. Whew. There we go. I think that'll work. Let me know you're here. I don't see any comments to it. Now it's up. My family's taking a little while to load. There. Hi, Carla. Hi. How are you? I see somebody. Hi, Carla. Okay. All right, great. Oh, I gotta turn the volume down. Okay. I think we got it. How are you? Not everybody's on yet. Today we're gonna make an Easter wreath. This is a wood sign I picked up at a local store. And I put pipe cleaners. I stapled them into the 4 corners. And I attached it in 4 places because it's a heavy wood sign. And I wanted it to remain right dead center. So I used 4 anchor points. And I just used my staple gun and a pipe cleaner. The sign was thick enough I didn't have to build it up so it wouldn't shoot through. Carla, I'm doing a little better. Hanging in there. Hands are still, I don't know if you can tell, but really swollen, but they're kind of working. And my head's manageable. I've had a migraine for almost a week. And it's easing up now to where it's tolerable. So, but other than that, I'm good. I'm glad to be out here. Happy to be creating today. We're going to start off with bows because we're going to build off of those. Okay. So what I've done is I've pulled ribbon that kind of pull from colors in the sign. So I've got the gray. And then I'm bringing in some pink. I'm going to keep them in that order. Bringing in some pink. Yellow is not in it anywhere, but I always want to try to add a color that's not in any part of the sign that, goes along well with the other ribbons that I'm going to be using. Hi, Linda. Hi, Tracy. Glad you ladies could all make it today. I don't know if you saw in the group, I did post a little image that said the makeup class that I still owe is going to be tomorrow afternoon. So just to kind of give y'all a heads up to look for that. Okay, so back. So I pulled in the gray, which is the same pattern on the sign. I pulled in some pink, which is a different pattern. I pulled in yellow because it's not anywhere in here. And I pulled in orange, of course, because of the carrots. And I love this ribbon because it's the fringe edge ribbon. Back when I first saw this, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, I bought tons of it. And I'm down to the last of my stash. So I use it sparingly now, but this was perfect for it. And then I brought over this whimsical Easter themed 1.5 inch ribbon. It's got little bunny ears peeking up over the field of carrots. So since the theme of the wreath was going to be carrot, I brought this over. And it pulls in a little blue and a little purple. So there's basically the whole rainbow of Easter colors are going to be represented here by the ribbons. Right, now before we came on, like I said, I attached the sign. And I also went ahead and put on a hanger. So this is what my hangers look like when I can get the rustic covered wire. I typically order mine off Amazon because any Hobby Lobby or place like that is an hour away from me. And it's just not a direction that I go often. So I order a lot off Amazon, and this had been out for a while. So I finally got it back in, got some delivered. So this is the hanger of preference over, let's see, y'all have seen me use the tinsel wire. I have several colors of it. And I do use this when I'm out of that, but this is my preferred. And I just wanted to show y'all that because I just got it in today. I don't know what's been up with shipping. I'm sure all of you can relate right now. Probably waiting on packages like me. I've had a ribbon order, over $100 ribbon order in limbo that hasn't moved since the 18th of last month, and I don't know. So maybe I'm either going to get my money back or a replacement or, you know, something, but I'm going on a month on a $100 ribbon order. Hi, Sherry. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start on the bow, or bows. We're going to do two. We're going to do like cherry bows, basically. When I'm doing two, I really like to do cherry bows because when I do two, I don't like a lot of long flowy tails. Maybe a little bit here on the bottom, but for today, no, I think we're gonna opt for no tails, but that may change at the end. We'll see when we get there. Where's my wire? All right, I'm gonna cut a piece of 26 gauge floral wire. You could use pipe cleaners, you can use zip ties, whatever your preference is for making your bows. I use all different things. For today, I'm going to use floral wire. I just cut a section, feed it down through the center of my Bodabra, fold the extra around the bottom, and then set my bow maker down. Hey, Ginger. Oh, I just got to pop up. Did it stop? Oh, hang on, guys. Technical difficulties. Hang on. Okay. All right. I think we're okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to start with the pattern that's on the sign on the bottom. We're going to do an 8-inch tail. We're going to do a 12-inch loop. Another 8-inch tail. We're going to make 2 of these. So then I'll come in with my 1.5-inch orange. Eight-inch tail. 12-inch loop. Am I making the wrong bow here? No. So if I've got a loop coming this side, I'm going to do a loop coming the opposite side next. Okay. Pink next. I can't even hit my trash can because my fan's blowing. 8 inches for a tail. I could barely read the markings on my mat. I should probably flip it over, but it's really bright light blue. I'm not a fan of that when it's recording because it's really, hi Rhea, it's reflective. Okay. I'm going to go back to the gray. I'm going to do an 8-inch tail, a 12-inch loop, and measuring it to the next one, making sure they're staying even because sometimes they can get a little longer. Right, I'm going to go back to the orange. I'm building a base before I put some of the yellow in. Actually, I think I'm only going to put this on the top. So this is not going to be interwoven. I think next I'm going to do the yellow. Yeah. So we'll do 8-inch tail. The trick's going to be remembering which layer was what when I go to make the second one. 12-inch loop. About the same size tail. Loop came this way last layer, so this loop's going to go this way. Make sure it's the same size or same length as the other. All right. Now I have a lot of tails on the bottom and not a lot of loops. Now we're going to go with some loops. So it's like a terry bow. I'm sure every bow that can be created has already been given a name, and I don't know them, and I apologize. So if I offend anyone, it is not intentional. All right, I need one more pink. Come in with pink next. 8-inch tail. 12-inch loop. And it'll come opposite this time. All right. I'm pushing down in the center. It just compacts it a little more, makes my job at the end when I'm trying to cinch, makes that job a little easier. All right, I won't be using any more pink or gray, so you can put those ribbons away because I'm gonna, for now. Where is it? Oh well, we'll just get another one. I threw that one a little far, didn't I? I still probably have, how many pieces of orange do I have? One. Okay, I need to put in another piece of orange. So 8-inch tail, 12-inch loop, another tail. Okay, so this one's going to go this way. I've got some water, yes. I grabbed it before I came out. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera view. So I went on with the yellow. And now we're going to final out with, I can cut it. Eight-inch tail. 12-inch loop. We're going to do 2 loops of this one. About a 8-inch tail. Okay. Make sure they're the same. Yep. Now we're going to take the wire up from the bottom, cross it through the slats, cinch down, and I pull it out between my thumb and fingers, and I work the wire or pipe cleaner or whatever you're using to the back as I'm pinching as hard as I can. So I'm cinching the bow as tight as I could possibly make it. And I kind of fold it in half, come to the back, and I start twisting my bow. I do form it just a little before I go and put it on the wreath. Just makes the job easier. Okay, this one's going to go at the bottom. Get my needle. Oh no, where is it? No. Okay. Put away down in here. Old phone, y'all. I can't find my needle. Another one I pull things through with. That handy dandy tool. No, 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 no. Well, my kids, they probably went and grabbed it. Hang on. I should have another one here. No. Okay, well, I'll live without it. I can use my pliers. That tool just makes it so darned easy. Okay, so we're going to come straight down. It looks like straight down is pretty much that white stripe right there. So that's where we're going to go in and add our bow. I'm trying to make it as tight as I can. And for me these days, that's kind of hard because my hands. All right, let's see how that's going. Trim off that excess and fold it back in. Because I'm so tall, I have to sit to fluff way down here. All right. I need to dovetail. I got that one a little crooked. Probably should have done all these as I went, but it's okay. No harm in going in after the fact. And these are going to be a little too long. I can already see it, so. Anybody have any questions? Any questions? More. Good golly. I put a lot of tails in here, didn't I? That's okay. I don't mind tails of all different lengths in here. I think it looks kind of cool. Oh, let's see if I can pull this through. We're gonna have all kinds of flowers in here, so it's okay that we've got tails everywhere. Or, I mean, not really flowers. We're having wildflowers. So I'm gonna cut these down just a bit more. We've got a sign here. We don't want it completely blocked. I'm gonna pull my bow down just a little. There we go. Gray tails driving me crazy. All right. Not gonna mess with it too much more. For the most part, it's laying nice. I like how it's laying. It's centered, right? Let me look at it dead on here. Oh, that's more centered right there. Yeah. Okay. So that's good. We've got one done. Let's go ahead and quickly do the other. Yeah, let's do two. Why not? Okay, so grandkids are there. You got to run. Totally understand. Go play with them babies. Okay, so again, I've got my wire. It's going through the slats. The excess is folded under the bottom. Go make her down on it. We'll go back to the gray. Is going to be our bottom. 8-inch tail. 12-inch loop. Let's do something a little different. Let's do 2 loops and tail. I don't want it as big up top anyway, so we'll cut down on all those tails a little bit. Pink, 8-inch tail, 12-inch loop, another 12-inch loop, and an 8-inch tail. A twist didn't stay. Here we go. Okay. This is too small, so we'll have to go in with this. Put in my last package. 8-inch tail, 12-inch loop, 12-inch loop. And this is almost one-sided or two-sided. Like it wouldn't matter where you put, or whether you twist it or not, sorry. Okay. Yellow next. 8-inch tail. 12 inches. Twist. 12 inches. And twist. Moving my tails opposite sides each time. Loops and tails I'm alternating each time. I think I might go back and do that one this way too. I thought maybe the extra tails might please me today, but I think it looks a little too messy. So we may go back. We'll see. We will see. I can take that one down and undo it later and redo it. But for time purposes, I might just make another one because these right here go together really quick. And I'm not going to put extra tails in. Okay. So now we'll take cross, pinch down. When I pull up, I squeeze and I pull the wire tight to the back and I fold in half that, and then I come up to the base where the ribbon is and I start twisting there and I twist my bow. Cut tails too while we're here. I think this one's going to be too long. So trim it. Trim, trim, trim. If you wanted to roll the ends, you could totally roll the ends. If you were using a ribbon that just didn't dovetail well, roll that end. You don't have to dovetail it. Even if you've dovetailed all the others, you could still roll that end. This is the last one. Trying to separate the wire, and I'm halfway blind. Okay, so it's gonna come straight down the center as well. Yeah, we're gonna take that one down. I'm gonna feed the wire through here the best I can. That didn't work to my liking. Now, now that's so much better. I'm just splitting the tails in loops opposite each other. So there's a loop, loop, tail, tail of each color. Okay. So I'm going to go around and methodically do that for each color ribbon that we put in. And I'm going to start at the bottom layer and work my way to the top. Oh, I missed the tail. These top few are a little long, so I'm cutting them down just a bit. Way better. I don't mind if these others are a little long, but not that one. Okay. No, I think we're perfect. Yeah, we're gonna take this bottom one off and we're gonna do one more just like that one. I just think the smaller bow looks better. So easy fix, easy fix. I will take this one apart and remake it later. 8 inches, 12, twist, another 12, bring it to the back, scrunch it, and twist. Oh well, I'll do my wire at the end. It's okay. I'll do it. It just makes it so much easier. Don't forget to put your wire in first. No biggie. Put this back in there before I drop it, and then I'll pull this even and tuck the extra under. See, that's how you do it when you forget. Easy enough. All right, so now we'll go back in with the pink. Eight-inch tail and scrunch. Twelve-inch loop. Bring it to the back. Scrunch. And then take that at the scrunch and twist to turn your pretty side up. Take where you grabbed it here, measure out another 12, bring it to the back, scrunch, and twist that pretty side to the top. Okay, so we had loops, tails, so now we're going to go opposite, tails and loops. So as you're stacking your bow, keep that in mind and kind of pull your tails and loops to the right side already. As you can see, it makes a huge difference when you go to open it. If you're having to move this loop halfway around the bow, well, it doesn't look quite right. And it's really hard to make it look right at all that way. So 8 inches, scrunch, measure out a 12-inch tail, bring it to the back, scrunch it in, twist the pretty side to the top, measure another 12 inches, bring it to the back, scrunch it in, and twist that to the top. So all this bow is making little 2-loop bows and laying it in on top of the next. Super easy. Thank you, Ginger. I wish I'd not wasted time and did that first one. I thought that all the tails would look a lot cuter than they did, so it just looked You know what? It's okay. If you try something and it doesn't look right, don't go ahead with it. Don't be afraid to yank it off and start again. You don't have to twist ribbon that looks the same on both sides if you can't see the seams. But I stay in the habit of twisting, and it really does make the bow look better in the end. It's all about the little things you do when assembling your bow. Okay. Then the bunny rabbit one, and that'll be the last one. And then we can move on to putting the pretty stuff in. And you know that part goes quick. I've already got my glue pot going. So 8 inches. This is just bunny rabbit ears, so I am not all that concerned about the direction of the ribbon for this print. Okay. So, yep, this way. All right, so we pull up the ends of our wire, we cross it through the slats, cinch down, pull up, squeeze between your thumb and fingers as tight as you can at the same time while you're working your wire to the back. I just give it a little jerk that tightens it up. Then I work it a little bit, fold my bow in half like this, and come up to where the ribbon is, and that's where I start twisting, and I twist my bow. Okay, so since I want to make this one straight up and down from the other one, I am gonna look at it head on, so I apologize. I'm gonna bring it down a little low. I don't really want to cover this. I probably should have put it a little higher, but it's okay. I'm gonna make do. I know it's coming out. Where's it coming out at? Oh, there it is. All right. We look straight up and down. Looks good. So I'm gonna tighten her down. Okay. Trim the excess and push this down in. And we did that one already. So, all right, mechanics covered, bows on. Let's fluff this one a little bit before we start adding our greens. So remember, loop, loop, tail, tail. Pull them opposite each other. So it's going to go loop, tail, like in a cross formation. Oh, wait, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to trim these. Trim my ribbons first. Almost done. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna fix this bow up here. We've got two tails. We need to swing around here. This one needs to come up here. There we go. Make it a little shorter. There's a gray tail. Loop. All right, for the most part, that's where I want it. So we'll go ahead and start adding some florals around it. And we may, trim a little more, but we'll see. We're going to go with that for now. and start adding our flowers. Woo! Oh, thank you, Kathy. Hi, how are you, hon? I didn't see you pop in. All right. Now I brought several options. Y'all know I like options. Just getting the ribbon up out of my way, y'all. I'm not going to throw this little remnant away, though. I've got a little cup over here that I fold or roll little pieces up because you never know when you need an extra piece or you want just a little pop of color in a bow. So you've got, see, I've got several colors in here. Oh, and a piece of candy stashed. I need a bigger container. All right, so I pulled out some carrots. They're little bunches of sisal carrots. And then, where's all my stuff? I pulled out a bunch of wildflowers and all the colors that we're using. Here's the wildflowers that we're going to use. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these yet or not, but we're definitely using all of these, okay? And some greenery and the sisal carrots. But I brought these just in case I needed a little more white. They're back up. I'm doing good, Kathy. Doing way better, actually, thankfully. All right, so the greenery that I brought, let me separate it all out here. All right, I brought, those are from last week. I brought a few different ones. This grass, it's a little different. I don't know if you can see it. It's got some really light, green and some darker green. So it's nice for some color variation. So we're going to go in with some of that. And then I brought down this. I'm not sure how I like it, but this to me kind of resembles the tops of the carrots a little bit. So I don't know. I thought this might be nice to have coming out here and there. And then I don't know why, but when I think of Easter, I think of ferns. So I pulled out some ferns as well. Maybe we could use a little fern for the back and then fill in with these two gorgeous greens. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll start with a little bit of fern in the back. And then okay, so I may have to pick some of these, like those two. And these two. So the longer ones we're going to put down to the bottom, of course, and kind of be the backdrop. So I've cut off 3 branches that have 2 pieces of fern on it each. So I'm going to go around the bottom here with that fern.
Where's my candy bag?
They're in the container on top of the refrigerator. Hi, lovers. Love y'all. I guess just got hungry school. All right, so I've got 3 pieces. We're going to do it in a triangle. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to fill in. This is just a cheaper, green that we're going to use to bulk things up. So everything is going to radiate out from this center point, okay? So when you insert it in towards the center. Remember, we lay it flat and we go through that way, okay? We don't stick in this way. We lay flat and we weave in. There we go. Now, pay attention when you're putting these pieces in that your fern is facing forwards. They look different on the back, so make sure you've got the forward facing. Okay, so we'll come on this side and do one more. There we go, just like that. And we'll come up under the skirt and put this one up in there. So this. And insert. There we go. It wasn't wanting to cooperate. There we go. So we have a nice skirt there. Okay. Now these smaller or these individual pieces, we're going to take and use them as well. I think I'll be okay not picking them. I think they're stiff enough that I can just run them up in there. So we're going to do the same thing as we did down here. So this is why we wanted to go ahead and get our bow kind of situated before we went on with the next process, because we build off of the bow. Yes, Kathy, the boys are back to school. They are so happy. We had an ice storm. Before the ice storm was over, we had a snowstorm. The snowstorm had just cleared up and everything melted and turned to mud when we had flash flooding. And now we are on, our governor declared a disaster because my hometown was one of the hardest hits in Kentucky for flooding and damage. So it has been, let me just tell you, it has been. We fortunately did not suffer any damages. So, I feel fortunate. So we're going to go in and put some life into these ferns. We don't want them flat. So we just go in and rough them up a little bit. Like, see, they're flat. Just take them and do this. See how much better and more natural that looks than a flat piece. Okay. So we'll come to this side. We did one on this side. We're going to come to this side. They don't have to be completely symmetrical or identical on each side, okay? In all actuality, it being a little asymmetrical, I can't say that word, a little asymmetrical is more pleasing for the eye. So now I'm going to kind of go around the top, kind of create the height of our piece here. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Thank you. It has been crazy everywhere. Like I said, I've been waiting on a ribbon order for almost a month now. I placed the order on the 11th. It shipped right away, and it's still been sitting since the 18th and hasn't updated FedEx tracking. So, who knows? Who knows? So, yeah, I mean, weather is impacting everybody's business, everybody's families, even, health, because people are losing, power and the whole, Texas thing. And gosh, y'all, my heart just aches every time I turn on the TV or open Facebook. All right. So I'm going to come in with a little more up top. We have a little more to this piece. We've got one more piece that's got 2 connected and then 2 singles. I'm going to come in with another single up there. Whew, everywhere. I didn't have my heat on out here, so I came out here and I cranked up my heat full blast to hurry up and warm it up, and then I got it too hot out here. So now I have to have the fan to cool me down because our weather has been like in the 60s. My kids have been going out to play. It's been so weird. We had all that snow and ice, and now we've got 60s and spring. I'm going to trim this one down just a little bit. Where'd my scissors go? There we go. Mo better. Okay. So let's see. That's a lot of good fern. We may just call it that with the fern. That leaves us 3 pieces that we could fill in with at the end. I'm thinking maybe one down there, actually. Perfectly honest. Yeah. It needs to go down here. There we go. Better. Okay. So we have 2 pieces for the end in case we want to fill it anywhere. All right, so now we're going to use this gorgeous 2-toned grass. Going to use all of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it all off here. Hands aren't strong enough to do a bunch at once. And this grass does condense, but I don't want to make it too condensed. I want it to be kind of light and airy. So that's the thing about these, is you can make them light and airy, or you can condense them and make them like a little tuft of green, okay? So there's different ways that you can use it. I'm probably going to do a little bit of both. I'm probably going to do little tufts coming out from around the bow, and then a few long ones around. So remember, I saved these pieces that I cut off because we use them for just about everything. So I condensed this one to make a little tuft. I'm going to come up under this side of the bow right here. What I'm going to try to do with this is give a little bit of backing to help hold the bow up, plus use it to hide the mechanics, because everything's radiating out at this point right here, our center point. So that's where most of the yucky mechanics are. So if I condense this up and make the little tufts around the bow, it serves the purpose of giving the bow a back to help stabilize it, and it helps cover the mechanics. So come up under this side and do the same thing. If a little glue drips, that's okay. Let it dry, and then you can pick it off in one big chunk. Beautiful. Let's come and give some love to the bottom down here. Now, when I prepare these pieces, they've got like one top button that holds everything on, and then two vanes, you know, like this. So I make sure they're going opposite directions, so you get the most full that you can out of this one piece. You make it fullness. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know the right words. This is a little different though. We're gonna come down in here and hide some of these mechanics like this, and we can pull the bow tails kind of around that a little bit. See, some behind it, some in front. We're going to go in and put little pieces of that intermixed in with the bow at the end. And then it makes your bow look like it's a cohesive part of the piece and not just something sitting on top. All right. So another tuft on this other side over here. That was too short to keep. There we go. One more tuft on this side, and then we'll put one a little longer hanging up under the skirt here. Oh, sorry. We'll lift the skirt. This one I'm going to have to weave in and bend a little. There we go. There we go. We need a piece on this side. Whoops. Pull a piece off. Just get a little dab of glue and glue it back on. No harm, no foul. You love the sign? Thank you. I said I got that at my local store. You know, I may have gotten that at Michael's. Now that I think about it, I may have gotten that at Michael's, y'all. Okay. So cover mechanics. Give a base for your bow. You're going everywhere. All right. You can see right here where I attached the sign. We're probably going to have to put a little dollop of moss right here over each anchor point of the sign. That's okay. I don't mind doing that. It doesn't look bad at all. All right, so next, we need a piece of that grass coming out the top. Let's put this one a little long coming out the top. There we go. Just trimming the tails down a little. Sometimes once you start making it, you just realize that shorter might be better. But I only take little, like not even 1/8 of an inch off each time. I don't want to take too much off, just a little. All right. So I think we're good there. I think we're good there. We have a good backing for the bow, I think, covering the mechanics on the sides. Now let's put in some wildflowers. So we've got pink, yellow, purple, and white. Let's go with the white first. These came from Michael's. Just says Bush. I never know what these are. Right. We're going to take the leaves off. The leaves look like bay leaves. We're going to leave just a few on. Okay. So we'll go through and put these throughout. How many pieces do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8. We're not going to use all 8, I don't think, but we might. So let's just start out. So this is about how long I left this one. I'm going to go in right here on the top. Weave this in. I want it kind of sitting a little high. Like that. Okay. Higher than your bow. You're going to fix your bow probably 20 more times before we're done with this piece, and that's okay. Okay. But kind of work it in with your bow. Okay. So again, this is an attached leaf. So you see the back. It looks, here's the back. So when you're inserting this, make sure you're inserting it so these pretty leaves show forward. Okay. But it doesn't set up right away. Once you insert it, you have, a good, 15, 20 seconds before it's really set up and solid that you can move it around and adjust it. Little extra nubs everywhere. Okay, so we'll do one out the top. That probably needs to trim down just a little. Pull some of these tails around what we're starting to put in, okay? So let's see about you might use them all. I don't know. So torn. That's gonna bend the head up a little bit so when I fold it in like this, it's kind of looking up. So another one like that, take that extra piece off. I have to look at this head on for a second. Hang on. this side. Go right here. Just a little, I hope. Let me pull it out. It was sticking out a little too long, so we're going to go back in. And just put it back in. There we go. Way better. All right. We have 3 more of those. Hmm. Okay. I'm going to save the yellow for last. I'm going to go in with the pink next because they're tall. These pieces are real long, so I don't know if I want all of that. So I'm going to break them down a little bit. And again, touch them, give them some life, some shape. Going on this side now. Save all these little pieces because these are the type of things that you could put inside the bow. Peter Cottontail, yes, they do. They look like little, I don't know, they look like little puffs of cotton. They're so cute. All right. So we came out that side on that one. We'll come out the other side with this one. Give it a little bend, a little life. That. All right. There we've got those little pink, well, not little. they're wispy and airy and gorgeous. All right. Gonna keep pulling this bottom one off. Way short. pull this down so I can see. Sorry. This is going straight down. Or if you have to, weave it sideways and bend it, however you could get it in there is fine. There we go. We'll probably have to put a little bit of moss over that area right there, because a lot of pieces are going in right there and there's a lot of glue. But it is easy to hide and nobody will ever know it's there. All right. Oops, I totally flattened that bow, didn't I? It's okay. I needed a reason to fluff, right? All right. So we've got the pink pretty okay. Let's put some pink down below. You're back, Kathy. Welcome back. Okay, that one's for the bottom here. I'm gonna keep the sides long and not take that extra piece off. But I am gonna give them a little. Well, I dropped glue everywhere on this, didn't I? I did. Everything is dry. It comes right off. So I didn't pull a piece off, but I'm touching every piece, bending, making sure it's going in the right direction. And we're going to put that down here at the bottom. Okay. There we go. Where's the other long piece? There it is. Okay, so this long piece will go this way. Right there. And this one will go under. So y'all see how we just work side to side and under, side to side and top. With each element that we're going to add, that's how we do it. There we go. Now we can see that sign a little better. All right, let's see. Now what color do we have? Did we want to add any of the sisal carrots in there? Oh, that's cute, isn't it? Those are cute right there. We might do that. I'm going to glue these together in the back. I'm just taking the 3 and gluing them together. It'll be easier to put them in the wreath that way as a bunch. There we go. A little rough up. Oh, those are cute. Totally cute. Okay. So let these sit up and solidify a little bit. Let me do one more bunch because I know I'll at least use one more. Got all this sisal up, kind of wadded up, so it's got some character. Fantastic. All right, what other color are we going to put in? A little bit of purple, I think, and then the yellow, and I think we're done. Not putting in a lot of the purple, just a little. I'm going to condense it up. So it doesn't sit as high as the pink, because pink's kind of the same type of green, okay? So it's light and airy. We'll put this one down close. So we've got close and then out from the wreath. Another purple on this side. Condense it up. Go. Some at the bottom. Come up right here. I'm kind of going to flank each side, which cuts up into the corner of the sign a little bit. That softens that edge of the sign a little bit. We'll have probably a hard edge on the top of the sign, but we can sure soften this bottom edge a little bit with this lavender. Piece up under the bottom. These I'm going to leave a little longer. Okay. And since we've got 1, 2, 3 of the pink, we're going to go in with a piece of purple in between each pink. Okay. And leave it kind of long. And this balances out everything here at the bottom. Like that. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, let's split these 2 pink pieces on this side, back here. There we go. Let's see. Oh, this is pretty. What do y'all think so far? We're almost done, y'all. Put in a little bit of yellow. These just like keep screaming my name. I'm going to find a reason to use these, but I don't think it's this design. No, it is not this design. But I'm going to use them one day, y'all. Alright, so we have all of that in. I don't think we're going to need any more greenery whatsoever. Holy cow. Alright, so there's all the little pieces that we can put in the bow right there. There's that extra right there. So there's little pieces for the bows. Yellow, and then our 2 bunches of carrots. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Sometimes we do really simple things. Sometimes we do a little bit bigger. I will try to keep it varied for y'all, so we're not always doing my favorite style. We have plenty of green in there, and I don't like the greens on this yellow, so I'm just going to pull off the leaves, cut down the little barbs, and then I'll go in and fill in with the little yellow pieces. But I'm going to go ahead and prep them all, pull them apart, more like it. Put this top back on. Well, maybe not. Maybe we just do this. I think that piece is toast for a bow. This yellow also came from Michael's. Y'all should be able to get it as well. I just went through the spring section as they put it out and just started grabbing filler flowers. So, just go through there, grab some small flowers of every color. Like I said, I'm just taking the leaves off of this because I don't like this color. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the heavier pieces. We're going to take these longer pieces and we'll put them down here, kind of coming out the the middle layer of the bow. So we're going to kind of go in the middle of the bow, have those coming out. We're going to test run them first because sometimes when I'm gluing these into the bow, they won't go in all the way if I've got the stems too long. So like that. Yep. Let's see on this other side. So come out of the side of the bow right there. Get a little bit on the bottom. This one. Go in. There we go. Oh no, I think that might be too much. Yeah. It needs something. It's got to have them. I'm putting it in there. But I got to hold it up like this. All right. I think that's good right there. See, we'll take pieces like that and have them coming out of the bow. We have some pink here, so like that. I think we got a hole over here. Let me think how I'm going to fill it with what. I think I need more of the pink, but I'm going to fill it back here. Yep. These two. Maybe. Kathy, thank you, honey. I will see you next week. Well, I'll see you tomorrow because makeup class is tomorrow, maybe. Thank you, Tracy. This is going to go up under too. We need a little bit of density down here. It's just a miss. So I'm going to put this to the back to create a little bit of depth in the piece. So that's kind of what we're lacking right here, down there. Yeah, like that. So by putting one way in a back layer, that shows depth to the piece. So that's a good thing to add. Sorry. We're going to take these other two pink pieces and go in here and just kind of make this a little fuller. It's a little unbalanced right now. So just pull up the skirt and a place that you can weave this in. Like that. That's way better. Another pink on the other side to balance it out. This also came from Michael's. Like I said, I just went down the spring, section and just started pulling all kinds of flowers of different colors. So to balance out, we'll come over here. Hot glue, hot glue. Oh, I forgot we didn't glue these things. Whoops, I forgot. Let's go back and glue these things in. Stuff flying everywhere. Okay, let's get these glued in. Okay. This. So by putting little pieces inside your bow, that makes it look like a cohesive piece and not a bow just sitting on top of everything. It makes it look like it's growing out of the bow. And that's what you're looking for. Just a smidge. I feel like I've trimmed these ribbons 10 times already. I know I have. Okay. Little off center here. Oh, she's gorgeous. All right, let's put a little bit up in the bow up here so we get all of that brought together. We need this piece of yellow down here, though, I think. Do I have more? I do. I've got plenty. Okay. I'm going to need the yellow over here. So that was for this piece. But I have another yellow. Okay. This yellow and then filling in the bow, and then we're done. Oh no, I forgot the carrots. Okay, the carrots. Dang it, y'all. So many elements to this piece. All right, so there's yellow on that side. I think we've got it pulled all the way through. All right. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. Or Carol Ann. I'm not sure which one you prefer. All right. So it looks like we're good moving down there. Coming out of that one. We've got these little yellow ones that we can put in there. Yep. That's okay. Pink. That's what we were putting in there, wasn't it? So this is our last piece of pink. We'll just pull it apart so we can put those pieces in the bow. And then we will have used all of that piece as well. So just putting it in the different layers. I lift up a layer and that's where I put a piece. Like this one, let's go back here with it. Oh, it was really hot. We get something coming out that side, so we've got this piece that'll work just fine. That kind of needs to go back there, doesn't it? No, I think it needs to go there. I have another pink one. I do. I'm going to pull one more long piece out of this pink one. When I buy filler like this, I always try to buy 4 to 6 pieces because I usually use 1 to 2 pieces a wreath, sometimes 1.5. And when I say pieces, I mean like bushes, you know. So if you're wondering, you know, how many should I buy of certain things when I go, if I'm stocking up, well, that's what I do. All right. There and there. I think that'll be just fine. This might bend just a little. Whoops. You know what? I'm not mad. It can stay there. It can stay there. All right. Let me look. Head on here. See how that looks. Yeah. I honestly don't think I want to put those in there. I think this is fine the way it is. I'm just testing here. I'm just taking one last look. I need to put yellow through the top. Let's do that real quick. And then that's it. Easy peasy. turn in a funny way. Right. One more piece. There we go. Now we've got yellow all the way through. It looks right. We've got pieces in our bow, so our bow looks like it's supposed to be there. Got a couple more pieces. Let's get some of this in there. Not waste this good pink greenery. Pink flowers. Right there. Maybe one more piece up underneath. Would that be too bad? Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. And then right under here. So adorable, y'all. Okay, I'm done fiddling. I'm done fiddling. Here y'all go. Good. I don't know what I just put over there, but okay. So here we go. I hate trying to figure out how this camera is supposed to be. There we go. All right. Now on the back, if you have to, trim off the things that came through. And if you can see any, just put a glob of hot glue on it and then a piece of moss, and you won't be able to see it. I'm gonna do a little bit of work down here. I got messy down here, so that happens. Don't worry about it. Just cover your mechanics, and all is well with the world. Since I've never shown you how I do the moss, we're going to do that right now. So I'm just going in and trimming up the pieces from the stems that we put in, just so they don't stick out of the moss. Try to make it kind of even. Okay, one more right here. So I take a little bit of moss, like this, and for a bigger place, I just go in with a glue gun like this. Take your moss, lay over it, and just push it down in the grooves. So it goes down in there. Just like that. You can also use leaves. If you would rather use leaves, you have leaves left over from your project. That works too. I got some dried glue down here. I'm just picking off while I'm down here where it gets drippy. That's why I say don't panic about the glue, because when it's all dry, you'll be able to pick it off in big chunks. All right. So again, if there's still a place that you can see, go in, a little bit of your glue, take some moss, just lay on top of it. Moss, lay on top of it. I push it in there with my fingers, but my fingers are kind of heat tempered from, several years of making wreaths with hot glue. So it doesn't bother me as much as it might you. But if you have to, just use a pencil or use anything that you can push it down in there with. See? I normally have a can of compressed air that I'll use just to make sure that I get all the extra loose pieces. You can use the moss from Dollar Tree. You don't have to go out and buy the most expensive moss. It is just for covering mechanics and no other purpose. Okay, so this one looks good. A little bit of glue down here that we could still pick off, but other than that, you don't see anything there. A little bit of moss. So that looks natural. If you don't like the moss look, use a leaf. And I'm going to do the same for up there. But I see one more spot down here that just needs a little. This particular moss that I'm using did come from Walmart. So if you like what I'm using, you're able to source that too. Okay? There. Now all of the mechanics are hidden. Pretty back. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I will say that using the moss is quite messy. So I do have to sweep, so I'm not too awful worried about breaking it all on the floor. Does anybody have any questions before we call this one done? Let's see. Hi, Jessica. How are you? Long time no talk. It's been a while. All right. Actually, I forgot that we have to do something on our anchor points here, you guys. We can't forget those. So, what are we gonna do? She says. We are gonna. I had a couple of extra pieces of something up here. Maybe we can make it work. Like these little pieces fell off of my greenery. I think. No, that just doesn't look right. Maybe we do moss. We do moss. So where you can see the pipe cleaner where my anchor point was, we're just going to take a little piece of moss with a little bit of hot glue. And we're going to glue right over those anchor points. Just like that. Sometimes this moss has little white pieces in it, and I pick those out because I don't like them. See how that looks? I like that. Take another little piece. Put some glue on it. And then push it in. You can see on the top of that too. So just use little balls, little pieces. That's all I'm using. With a little dollop of glue. And then I push it down and around what I'm trying to cover. Just like that. Okay. How awesome that looks. Looks natural. Like the sign's been growing there for a while. Let's just turn it all the way around. Almost done, bud.
Oh.
Okay, guys, I'm almost done. Like 5 minutes, okay? All right. I'm going to take this piece. We're going to push it down in there behind it. Even if I didn't need that fourth piece, I'm going to put it on there to make all the corners look the same. See? So now we're set. All right. I hope everybody has a good evening. And the makeup class is tomorrow at 4 Central, so that's 5 Eastern. And I will see all you lovelies tomorrow. Have a good night, y'all.